Jobs was born on February 24th, 1955 in San Francisco, California. He lived in the region Santa Clara, which is now known as Silicon Valley. Steve Jobs brought Silicon Valley to American homes. He died on October 5th, 2011 in Palo Alto, California, after battling pancreatic cancer. His legacy was that he had the ability to develop new innovative technology that everyone could relate to. He revolutionized the music, computer, motion picture, and telephone industries. He changed the way we now use our technology devices. Have you ever heard of these two companies, Pixar and Apple? I'm sure you have. Steve Jobs created both of these companies, including the original Apple, Macintosh computer, iPod, iPhone, iPad, and iTunes. Steve Jobs had a significant impact on modern technology.
The graphical user interface, or the GUI, made it easier for us to control our computers using a mouse instead of having to remember and type commands. This was a major step in making computers accessible to all people. Xerox invented the computer mouse, but Steve Jobs made it much better. He wanted it to last for 2 years, be under $15, and work on almost any surface, including your jeans. He was able to accomplish all of these things, and Apple became the first company to commercially sell a computer designed for anyone that utilized both a computer mouse and graphical user interface. You can now control the computer with the click of your hand. Apple released the first personal computer, or as we like to call it, the PC, the Apple II, in 1977. These innovations eventually led to other technologies, such as the touchscreen and tablet computers.
I'm here with an average American homemaker with her own Apple personal computer. Jill, do you use your Apple for household budgeting?
Actually, I'm working in gold futures.
Well, you could probably put a lot of recipes in there, huh?
And you can do trend analyses, generate bar graphs.
Are you really a homemaker?
Of course.
So Apple is the appliance of the 80s for all those pesky household chores.
I also own a small steel mill.
Another way Steve Jobs impacted technology was his influence on computer fonts. This improved the user's experience by giving them more options and allowing them to choose different type styles. Imagine only having one font style to choose from. He focused a lot on design. Designers, moms, dads, and kids all around the world could now easily use hundreds of different fonts digitally. Before this, you had to either do it by hand or hire a professional. In this way, he made the computer experience more enjoyable and beautiful. Steve Jobs co-founded the company Pixar in 1986. He purchased the computer graphics division from George Lucas and established an independent company. Everyone knows about the Disney Pixar movie Toy Story, but did you know that it was the first full-length film that Pixar created in 1995? Toy Story was also the most popular movie in the year of 1995. Toy Story was also the first full-length film ever to be animated using a computer. Pretty cool, huh? This has become the standard for animation today, allowing animated movies to be made much cheaper and quicker to create. Steve Jobs also gave us tools to change the way we communicate. Apple was very successful with the iPod and iPhone since they focused a lot on software. A new form of technology called the iPhone was so easy to use because it had a touchscreen and people could access all different types of apps with just one tap. The iPhone also did not take very long to learn how to use. He made devices so user-friendly that anyone could use them without any training or even instruction manuals. The iPhone impacted and changed the way we communicated. It was the most advanced device at the time, which elegantly bridged a phone, music player, and internet communicator into one. The entire cell phone industry would never be the same after the iPhone. It became the standard by which future smartphones would be judged. This is just one example of how Steve Jobs made technology accessible to anyone all around the world.
An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not three separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone.
Steve Jobs changed the way people listen to music through iTunes. iTunes was built into our technology devices and made it easier for us to download and purchase music. It was one of the first ways to legally purchase music online. This changed the way we purchased music. You no longer had to leave the house to purchase the latest album. Eventually, you could even purchase music, movies, and television shows anywhere there was a cell phone signal. Music artists who struggled to get a record deal can now sell their music directly to their customers. Customers could purchase a single song for $1 rather than purchasing a whole album. Podcasts became a new way for people to bring their ideas to the world. Since launching in 2003 with 200,000 songs, iTunes has grown their catalog to 35 million songs, has 435 million active users, and reached its 25 billionth download in 2013. Wow, that's really impressive.
Now, the telephone was the first and only really desktop appliance, and we think Macintosh can become the second desktop appliance for these tens of millions of people. Because of the 235 people in America, only a fraction know how to use a computer. Macintosh is for the rest of us.
Under Steve Jobs, the first Apple computers made computer technology accessible to all people. He created and digitized all sorts of computer fonts so others could choose from a variety of different type styles, which forever changed the design industry. He further developed and incorporated the graphical user interface and computer mouse, which quickly became the standard for the modern operating system and led to many other exciting technologies. Steve Jobs transformed how animation was created by using computers. In these ways and many others, Steve Jobs had a significant impact on modern technology. Thank you so much.